Hi, everybody. It's Scott Hollister with Landscape Management Magazine, and thanks for tuning in to Landscape Management TV. As you are probably aware by now, the 2025 LM150 list is out, and that's our annual ranking of the top 150 largest revenue generating companies in the landscape and lawn care industry. And it's an endeavor that we could not pull off without the support of three really key sponsors. And one of those key sponsors is Aspire Software. They've been good friends of the magazine for a while, and we're pleased to have Eli Zevin, the new general manager of Aspire, join us today. Eli, how are you today? Thanks for taking time to join us.
Yeah, doing great, Scott. Thank you for having me. Thrilled to be here and be part of this group in this industry. It's been a great ride so far.
Well, Eli's been running and gunning in his relatively new role. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, Eli, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions specific to the LM150 list. You've had an opportunity to kind of look it over and see the numbers. It was another banner year for the industry based on the numbers reported for that list. Over $21 billion in revenue for the companies represented there, and that's the first time that the list has ever crested that 20 billion mark, and it did so by a wide margin. So as you kind of look through the list and look through the analysis and things like that, what stood out most to you about what you saw from the companies, what those numbers represented to you?
Yeah, appreciate that, Scott. I think two big things for me that I saw. Number one, the industry is doing extremely well and is extremely healthy right now. The demand for our services continues as an industry, and we see more and more new players that are looking to grow both organically and inorganically across the board. So, really exciting time to be part of the landscaping industry. The second thing is that the businesses who are on Aspire are doing particularly well. If you look across the list and look at a lot of those percentage of growth year over year, many of the highest numbers you see, especially at the top of the list, are from businesses that are on the Aspire software and really that have the right technology stack that they're utilizing. And so that's something that's very exciting for us. And I think that that correlation is really an interesting thing for us all to be aware of.
Well, you noted that a large percentage of the companies on that list are customers of Aspire and Service
Yeah.
Titan. Are there any common characteristics or strategies that you see among your customers who are represented on that list that have really been keys to their success and to their continued growth in terms of revenue generation?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in particular, over the last number of weeks, I've been meeting a lot of the leaders in the industry, many of whom are on this list. What I've been seeing regularly is leaders who are strong and who act with intention. They are very intentional about the goals they have for their businesses, about the values with which they bring in all of the decisions that they make, that they care about the people that work on their teams. There's a lot of conversation around labor shortage and talent acquisition and all of that. And at the end of the day, a lot of the work that this industry is doing is in the heat or in the cold, and it's not glorified work. But the businesses who are most successful are the ones who really show that care for the people that are doing that work every day. There's a great correlation there. I think relatedly, they care about safety. When you talk about those values that I hear time and time again, safety is always on there. And then again, being in they're using along the way.
Well, that probably rolls in a little bit to my next question, and that happens to be just like, are there? I think a lot of times when companies, whether they're on the list or not, they're always looking to continue to grow, continue to expand, and just solidify their place in the industry. Are there key characteristics, techniques, trends that you're seeing among those companies that maybe are common to some high performing companies, just things that have been keys to success that you've been able to kind of source out as you've kind of looked through things?
Yeah, I mean, I think it aligns with, that strong leadership, developing a strong culture internally and having strong values. And in particular, that is very beneficial when you're looking to grow inorganically, right? If you're looking to acquire companies and bring them into the fold within your business, having those strong values and that kind of consistent values that you see in those acquisitions, but also exist in your business, that strong culture that you can help those acquisitions really step into, is a big part of the recipe for success. I think another one is having an enterprise grade operating platform, something that can scale with you as you are growing, that can support you not only when you were, maybe long ago at the 5, 10, 15, $20 million range, but as you get into 100 million plus, really is there to scale with you as well. And so that's certainly something we're focused on at Aspire, and something that a lot of the conversations I've been having with, folks from Yellowstone, from Mariani, from Heartland, et cetera, that they're really focused on as well.
Yeah, I think it's hard to understate how or overstate how important technology automation has been to
Yeah.
moving the industry forward. And I could ask you about AI and automation as it relates to Aspire and how that's coming along and how that's changed the industry. I guess I would frame it more like, where do you see that? It's already in place in companies that are growing and that are succeeding, are utilizing technology to their advantage. Where is that going in 5 or 10 years? Where do you see AI, automation, new technologies impacting the industry?
Yeah, I think that where things are headed is to make the people we have more effective and efficient in everything that they currently do. A lot of business owners I've been talking to have kind of asked my take on, do you think that we're going to, all these companies and really all industries are going to be downsizing, right? Like are people's roles going to be going away? And I think the answer to that is actually no, in particular in landscaping, where so much of the work is done, in the field. I think that these tools are really going to just be able to make our team members more effective and efficient. So things like, AI operated sales coaching tool to ensure that when we're selling enhancements, we can do that more effectively. Things like dynamic language translation that can translate all of the tools that we use into whatever language you choose, so that we can be more effective with all of the different, people that may work in our business. So that's really how I think about it. It's about making the people we have more effective, and I really think that's where things are headed. When you start to broaden the horizon, look a little further out, we're really seeing the direction things are headed, changing really the fundamental way that you use software, right? Today, you have to go in and seek the information you want, or go in and update certain fields or forms to use the software tool that you have, Aspire or otherwise. And certainly the way that we're thinking about it at Aspire is that in the future, you will actually interact with Aspire in a very different way. And this is this idea you may have heard of, many may have heard of in the field of an agentic experience, interacting with an AI agent that is more of a conversation and can help you refine your ask and ultimately take action on your behalf. So rather than going into your software and running the 6 reports you need to close out your month, you say to the agent, run my end of month reports. And it just sends them to you, right? It can take that action on your behalf, or update the address of this customer to this thing, this new address. Those are the things I think it's going to fundamentally change how we utilize the tools that we use day in and day out.
Yeah, it's been fun to see business owners at companies large and small, and as the light bulb sort of goes off when
Yep.
they're introduced to this sort of technology. I'm relatively new to the industry too, so I see some of the same things, but I'm an observer, so I'm sitting in the back, but I'm getting to watch these people as they learn about technology like Aspire and how it can affect their business. And you can see when that connection is made, and they're like,
Yep.
"Oh, wait a minute, this is a big deal." And I thought it was instructive that you mentioned people on a couple of different occasions, because that's something else that I have noticed is, yes, this software technology, whether it's packages like Aspire, whether it's automation in mowing or AI. Those things are great, but it's really the people behind these companies, the people who are doing the work, that are really the key to the foundations that are being built and the growth that's being realized. So,
Yep.
yeah, people will probably worry, but those people aren't going away. They're just going to be able to do their jobs hopefully better, faster, and easier.
Yeah, and some of the needed skill set could shift. Like if you're using automated mowers in the majority of your, mowing over time, right, in years from now, you may need somebody in the field who is more skilled at fixing and repairing that mower if it breaks down, versus somebody who can kind of push it along the lawn. So I think that we're still going to continue to need people in the field. Some of the training that we provide them could be adjusted based on the times and what's needed. But ultimately, I think a lot of the jobs in landscaping are some of the most protected through this revolution that's taking place with AI.
Well, Eli, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you. I know you're taking some time away from an event that you're attending in Denver right now. But I did want to ask you your 7.5, 8 weeks or something like that into your new role as
Yeah.
the general manager of Aspire Software. So we're super excited to have you. How has the transition gone? Are you still drinking from the fire hose? I assume you are.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, big time.
but how has that transition gone, and what are you looking forward to in kind of the medium term as you get more accustomed to your new role?
Yeah, so definitely drinking from a fire hose, learning everything I can about the industry and our the Aspire software itself, even just getting into the weeds there. But I'm extremely honored to be part of this industry. One of the things that has been noticeable since day one of taking this role is just how warm and inviting every single person I meet has been. It has been really an incredible feeling to be welcomed in the way that I have, and couldn't be more appreciative. I also want to thank Mark Tipton, Janet Brennan, Dan Blake, the leaders who have built Aspire, that have really put it into an incredible place for us and for me to now step into and take it into the future. We've got some big goals, big aspirations for Aspire going forward. We really want to make sure that the platform continues to scale as our customers grow, as we see in the LM150. I mean, that speaks very loudly some of the growth percentages that we see, and we need to ensure that our platform is there and ready to grow in that same speed and scale. And then with all the new technology that is being, rolled out these days, the revolution that's taking place with AI, our mission has always been to serve the underserved with technology, and we want to help facilitate an incredible experience where the landscaping industry and variety of trades across everything that our parent company Service Titan serves can be at the cutting edge of technology. That is really what our goal is, and today that means AI, that means building out the agentic experience we discussed, and many other things. So honored to be a part of the industry. We have an incredible team here at Aspire that has a ton of landscape industry experience and background, and thrilled for the opportunity that's in front of us to continue to deliver value to our customers. That's what it's all about.
Well, we're certainly glad to have you in the industry. We look forward to connecting with you at Ignite, which is
Yeah.
Ignite 2025 in Anaheim, which is coming up in September. So we look forward to being there. And on behalf of the magazine and everyone at LM and North Coast Media, our thanks to Aspire for their support of the LM150. It's a big endeavor on our part, and without the support of partners like Aspire and our other two primary partners, John Deere and Weathermatic, we couldn't get it done. So thank you to Aspire for supporting the LM150, and we'll run it back again next year.
Sounds great, Scott. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you at Ignite September 15th.
It'll be looking forward to a little Disneyland action out there in
There you go.
Anaheim, California. Eli Zevin, the general manager of Aspire, thank you for joining us. I'm Scott Hollister with Landscape Management Magazine. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching Landscape Management TV.